Hello everyone and welcome back to the CO2 Rundown. I'm Chad Owens, and listen, I hope you guys had a great weekend. I had an amazing weekend, and I can tell you who had an even better weekend. Is our week 1 football fever winner, John Morris. $500 cash in his pocket. Huge thank you to our football fever sponsors, Mercedes-Benz of Honolulu, Windows Hawaii, Hawaiian Telecom, and Long's Drugs. Guys, if you want a chance to win $500 cash, you must first subscribe to your Star-Advertiser. Or go pick up a paper, right? Star-Advertiser. Get the football fever ballot and enter. It's that simple. Compete against me and the rest of the panel and get your chance to win $500 cash. And with that, guys, let's jump on in to quarter 1. And speaking of football fever, NFL head coaches and GMs across the league are having fever-like symptoms after all these injuries that occurred in week 2. I don't think there's a team that took a bigger hit, though, in the injury department than the San Francisco 49ers. Jimmy G had an ankle. Nick Bosa had a knee. New York Giants running back Saquon Barkley tears his ACL. That's unfortunate, man. I know how it is. I tore my ACL. You know, you work so hard, and then for it all to come to that kind of a end so suddenly. But he'll be back from that. Good luck to you, man. Keep working hard. Running back for the Carolina Panthers, Christian McCaffrey, out with an ankle. That's tough, and there's a bigger list. You know, injuries are a part of the game. You never want to see it. Coaches never want to see it. GMs never want to see it. You know, you invest a lot of money in these guys, and then, you know, you lose them for a season. But that's part of the business. And all this does is open up that window of opportunity for a young guy, a backup, to step in and step up and prove that you belong. You know, you belong at that level. So, man, prayers out to all them guys. You know, I'm praying for a speedy recovery. All right, let's dive into these games. Starting out, Seahawks versus the Patriots. This could be a Super Bowl preview. You know, you got Russell Wilson playing like an MVP. And here's a surprising stat. Russell Wilson has never had a MVP vote. That blows my mind. I think he's saying you better put some respect on my name. They go on to defeat the Patriots with a goal line stance that Cam Newton had a chance to win the game on the 1-yard line. Seahawks D said, So shout out to the Seahawks, who are 2-0 on the season. Patriots are 1-1. Kansas City versus the Chargers. Man, rookie quarterback Justin Herbert from Oregon had to step in. He played well. You know, he had the defending Super Bowl champs on their heels. He threw for over 300 yards. Kansas City goes on to win in overtime with a game-winning field goal. And then Dallas Cowboys versus the Atlanta Falcons. Now, this is the game that I want to talk about. This is the game I want to get a little, you know, some details for you guys. You know, again, back and forth game. You know, just a quick stat before I dive in. You know, Dak Prescott became the first quarterback in the NFL history to throw for over 400 yards and rush for 3 touchdowns in the same game. That's amazing. Good job, man. But here's the difference. Dallas goes on to win with a game-winning field goal. But that onside kick, Falcons, what are you doing? The kicking team needs to wait for the ball to go 10 yards. The receiving team, you can go get that ball at 5 yards. You have the advantage. I think there were like 3 or 4 Atlanta Falcons guys just backpedaling. So I don't know if that was a you know, coaching issue. We don't know. Maybe that story will come out, but that was the difference in the game. You know, great job by the Cowboys of executing the onside kick. You know, percentage of that play happening in your favor, you know, isn't high. So that was the difference of that game. And so to me, that onside recovery was the play of the game, was probably one of the plays of the week. But it wasn't really nothing that the Cowboys did. It was what the Falcons didn't do. So, hey, but regardless, a win's a win. Shout out to the Cowboys. And moving on, guys, we've got 21 local boys in the league. That feels so good to say. So proud of that. And a couple of them guys have really been standing out and making some impactful plays for their squads. Pittsburgh Steelers D lineman Tyson Alualu had 3 tackles and a sack as he helped the Steelers defeat the Denver Broncos. And Indianapolis Colts defensive lineman DeForest Buckner, D-Buck as they call him, he had a tackle, 1.5 sacks. One of those sacks was for a safety as he did his thing as they go on to defeat the Minnesota Vikings. And like I said, those are only a couple guys. For all the details on the rest of the local boys and to see how they're doing, make sure you guys pick up a Star-Advertiser, go into the sports section, the Hawaii football section, and check them out. And you also want to check out tonight's Monday night matchup between the New Orleans Saints and the Las Vegas Raiders. Let's jump on in to quarter 2. The Mountain West is considering playing football on October 24th or October 31st. That's super exciting news, right? Well, there's a lot that has to fall into place in order for that to happen. You know, how does it look when we travel to the mainland? You know, what are those protocols? How about when teams are coming in? All right, there's gonna have to be a bubble approach. You know, teams getting tested before leaving, you know, flying on planes by themselves. And when they get here, you know, complete isolation at hotels to ensure the safety of the players and coaches. You know, so today, ADs are putting forth a plan for presidents to consider. And yeah, of course the Mountain West wants to get back at it. All the other conferences are making plans, they're playing, you know, so it's exciting, you know, but under what guidelines? So be sure to follow Ferd Lewis in the Star-Advertiser as he covers the decision and whether or not something comes from today's meeting. And with that, guys, let's head on into halftime where this is truly something special. You know, it is Motivation Monday. This is something that I did, and I hope it encourages you guys to go after whatever it is you want to achieve. Let's go.
Adversity fuels me. Hard work defines me. Passion separates me.
Oh, man, I'm just trying to hit the gym right now. I'm trying to get after it. I hope you guys feel the same. I hope you found some motivation in that video. You know, it really wasn't about working out. It was more about, man, having a goal and a dream and maybe, you know, something you want to do and just go after it. You know, it takes hard work. It takes dedication, commitment, but it also takes the actually going after it, right? It goes from here, head to heart to action, right? You got to take action towards your goals. So with that, guys, let's jump on in to the third quarter. Into the NBA playoffs we go. The Nuggets took on the Lakers last night in Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals, and it was quite the photo finish. Talk about a game of inches. The Lakers were down 102-103 against the Nuggets when Anthony Davis dropped a game-winning three-pointer at the buzzer. Just an unbelievable shot. You know, so the Lakers took the win, 105-103, and now lead the series 2-0. Now, although they're up 2-0 in the series, I'm not calling it a commanding lead. You know, Denver's come back from being down 3-1. They're the feisty team. They're the Cinderella team. I'm looking for them to really make a push in Game 3, which you can catch tomorrow night. And Boston and Miami will face off on a Wednesday night with the Heat holding a 2-1 advantage in the Eastern Conference Finals. The WNBA playoffs continued last night with one of the semifinal games being postponed between the Seattle Storm and Minnesota Lynx due to inconclusive COVID-19 test results for the team. The game was postponed out of abundance of caution by the league. The game that was played was between the Connecticut Sun and the Las Vegas Aces, in which the Sun dominated and took home the victory 87-62. The Sun's Jasmine Thomas scored a career-high 31 points. That concludes our third quarter. Let's finish strong here in the fourth. And in golf, Bryson DeChambeau claimed his first career major championship on Sunday with his U.S. Open win, where he carded a 3-under 67 at Winged Foot. He was the only player under par in the final round. During the offseason, DeChambeau gained 40 pounds of muscle. Damn, boy! That's amazing. Which certainly helped him overpower the course this weekend. There is some skepticism on how he got that big and strong so quickly, and whether his style of play changes the face of golf. I believe so, man. Remember when Tiger Woods came out, like just kind of jacked? Anyway, Major League Baseball is heading toward the end of the regular season, with the San Diego Padres punching their ticket into the expanded playoffs. The Padres have been one of the surprise teams this year in the MLB, battling the Los Angeles Dodgers for the West title. Baseball will be going on for another 6 weeks, so I'm looking forward to seeing who else joins the playoff lineup this year. And in MMA news, Tyson Nam drops Jerome Rivera in pure local boy fashion with that right hand just 34 seconds into the second round of their preliminary card opener. This same setup is what got him his first octagon win back in June. The 36-year-old improves to 2-1 on the year. And in the main event, Colby Covington dominated against Tyrone Woodley and took home the victory by a 5th-round TKO. Listen, guys, that concludes today's CO2 rundown. I'd like to give a huge thank you again to Mercedes-Benz of Honolulu, Hawaiian Telcom, Windows Hawaii, and Long's Drugs for being part of the show. I'll see you all Wednesday, same time, same place. Aloha.